Beloved, before this day moves any further, I believe God has brought you here for a divine reason. This Tuesday is not ordinary. Heaven is already moving in places you cannot see, and the Lord is preparing open doors that no person can shut. While others may see another routine morning, I sense in my spirit that this is a day marked with favor, unexpected blessings, peaceful breakthroughs, and fresh strength for your heart. Maybe you have been praying quietly about things nobody else understands. Maybe you have carried burdens into this week that feel heavy on your mind and soul. But today, the Spirit of God wants to remind you that delays are not denials, and closed doors are not the end of your story. The Lord is going before you right now, removing obstacles, calming confusion, and making a way where there seemed to be none. As we pray together this morning, I want you to open your heart and receive this moment with faith. Expect God to shift atmospheres around your life. Expect peace to replace anxiety. Expect favor to surround your steps. Expect positive energy, divine wisdom, and heavenly protection to cover you throughout this Tuesday. There are blessings connected to your obedience, your patience, and your trust in God, even when things felt uncertain. Today, we are praying for open doors in your family, open doors in your finances, open doors in your health, open doors in your purpose, and open doors in places where you have experienced frustration and disappointment. I believe the Lord is releasing fresh hope over your spirit right now. What looked impossible yesterday can suddenly change by the power of God. So wherever you are listening from, take a deep breath, quiet your heart, and allow the presence of God to fill your room. This prayer is for the weary soul, the hopeful heart, the person waiting for breakthrough, and the believer who refuses to give up. God is still working, still healing, still providing, and still opening doors for His children today. There are moments in life when we stand before doors that seem permanently closed. We pray, we wait, we hope, and sometimes we quietly wonder if God still sees the desires hidden deep within our hearts. Yet this morning, I want you to remember that our God is a God of open doors. He is the one who makes rivers in dry places, who creates pathways in wilderness seasons, and who turns impossible situations into testimonies filled with grace and wonder. Even now, while you are listening to this prayer, heaven is moving in ways your eyes cannot yet see. God is already working ahead of you, arranging details, touching hearts, preparing opportunities, and clearing paths that seemed blocked for so long. Sometimes we become discouraged because we focus too much on what has not happened yet. We look at delays and think nothing is changing. We look at silence and assume heaven is distant. But God does some of His greatest work in hidden places. While you are waiting, He is preparing. While you are praying, He is aligning things for your good. While you are trusting, He is opening doors at the perfect moment. There are blessings connected to timing, and God's timing is never careless. He knows exactly when to release what you have been believing for. Today, I pray that your heart will rest in the confidence that God has not forgotten you. The dreams He placed inside your spirit were not accidents. The prayers you whispered through tears were not ignored. The burdens you carried through sleepless nights were seen by the Father, who watches over you with endless compassion. He knows your struggles. He knows your fears. He knows the doors you have knocked on that never opened. Yet, even through disappointment, God has been protecting you from things that were never meant for your future. There are doors that close, because God is preparing something greater. There are opportunities that fall apart, because heaven sees what human eyes cannot see. There are moments when rejection becomes divine redirection. What feels painful today may one day become the very reason you thank God for His wisdom. The Lord understands what belongs in your life and what does not. He knows which relationships will strengthen your spirit and which ones will drain your peace. He knows which opportunities will help you grow and which ones will distract you from your calling. As this Tuesday begins, I pray that you will release every fear about your future into the hands of God. You do not have to carry the pressure of figuring everything out on your own. The Lord is your guide. He is your provider. He is your protector. He is your shepherd, and He promises to lead His children beside still waters and into places of peace. Even when the path ahead feels uncertain, God's hand remains steady upon your life. I pray that God opens doors of peace for you today, doors that lead to healing conversations, doors that bring restoration to weary places in your heart, doors that reconnect you with joy after seasons of heaviness. Some people have been carrying emotional burdens for so long that they forgot what true peace feels like. But God is able to calm the storms within you. He can replace anxiety with confidence and fear with faith. He can renew the strength of a tired soul and breathe fresh hope into a discouraged spirit. May the Lord open doors in your family that seemed impossible to unlock. Where there has been misunderstanding, may He bring wisdom. Where there has been distance, may He bring restoration. Where there has been tension, may He pour out peace like gentle rain upon dry ground. Families carry many silent struggles, but God cares deeply about every home. He sees every prayer prayed by parents for their children. He hears every cry for healing in broken relationships. Nothing is too difficult for the Lord. I pray for open doors in your work and finances. May God provide opportunities that are filled with dignity, stability, and favor. May He guide you into places where your gifts will flourish and your efforts will be blessed. The Lord is able to create opportunities that no human effort could arrange. He can place your name in rooms you never imagined entering. He can bring unexpected provision in moments when resources seem low. He is still Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides for His people with kindness and faithfulness. If you have been feeling stuck lately, I pray that chains of limitation will be broken over your life. Sometimes people become trapped not only by circumstances, but by fear, doubt, and discouragement. Yet God did not create you to live imprisoned by hopelessness. He created you with purpose. He formed you with intention. He placed gifts inside you that are meant to bless the world around you. There is still more ahead of you. There are still doors waiting to open. There are still prayers waiting to be answered. May this day become a reminder that God is not finished with your story. Some chapters may have been painful. Some seasons may have stretched your faith beyond comfort. But the author of your life is still writing. He specializes in redemption. He brings beauty from ashes and hope from brokenness. He can take seasons of waiting and transform them into testimonies of His goodness. As you step into this Tuesday, may you walk with confidence instead of fear. May you trust God even when answers are not immediate. Faith does not always see the full picture, but faith believes that God is working even when the path is unclear. The Lord has already gone ahead of you into this day. He already knows every conversation, every challenge, every opportunity, and every moment you will face. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing overwhelms Him. Nothing is beyond His power. There are people listening right now who have quietly asked God for another chance, another opportunity, another breakthrough, another open door after disappointment. I believe the Lord hears those prayers. He is compassionate toward weary hearts. He understands human weakness and human fear. Yet His mercy is new every morning, and His grace never runs dry. God is not counting you out because of past mistakes. His love is greater than your failures. His plans are stronger than your regrets. Today, choose to believe that something good can happen in your life. Choose to believe that God is able to shift circumstances suddenly. One phone call can change everything. One opportunity can redirect your future. One moment of favor can open doors no amount of striving could achieve. Our God still moves suddenly. He still surprises His children with blessings they never expected. He still answers prayers in ways that leave hearts filled with gratitude and awe. May you become sensitive to divine opportunities today. Sometimes blessings arrive quietly. Sometimes open doors come disguised as simple moments of obedience. God often leads His people step by step, instead of revealing everything at once. Trust Him in the small moments. Trust Him in the waiting seasons. Trust Him when you cannot yet see the outcome. His guidance is faithful, and His wisdom is perfect. I pray that you will not allow disappointment to harden your heart. Pain can sometimes make people fearful of hoping again. But God wants you to remain open to His goodness. He wants you to trust that your future is still filled with possibility. There are new beginnings ahead. There are peaceful seasons ahead. There are answered prayers ahead. There are blessings you have not yet imagined. The favor of God is a beautiful thing. It is not earned by human perfection. It flows from His grace and His love toward His children. When God places favor upon your life, doors begin to open unexpectedly. People become willing to help you. Opportunities appear at the right moment. Protection surrounds your path. Wisdom guides your decisions. Favor is God's hand resting gently upon your life, making a way where there once seemed to be none. Today, I pray for divine favor to surround you like a shield. May favor rest upon your home, your work, your relationships, your health, and your future. May God place you in the right places at the right times. May He connect you with people who will encourage your growth instead of limiting your destiny. May He remove every distraction and every influence that pulls you away from peace and purpose. There are seasons when people feel invisible, overlooked, or forgotten. Yet God sees every hidden struggle. He notices every act of faithfulness that nobody else applauds. He sees the tears cried in private places. He hears the prayers whispered in exhaustion. Nothing about your life escapes His attention. The same God who knows the stars by name also knows your heart intimately. He understands your needs before words even leave your mouth. I pray that favor follows you throughout this entire day. May your mind be filled with clarity instead of confusion. May your spirit remain calm instead of anxious. May your heart stay hopeful instead of discouraged. The enemy often tries to attack people through fear and negativity, but God desires for His children to walk in peace. Peace is not the absence of challenges. Peace is the presence of God in the middle of every circumstance. May favor open doors of healing in your body. If you are tired, may God renew your strength. If you are burdened, may He lighten your heart. If you are struggling emotionally, may His comfort surround you like a warm embrace. God cares about every area of your life, including the hidden pain that others may never see. He is close to the brokenhearted, and He restores weary souls with gentleness and compassion. I pray that favor touches your conversations today. May your words carry wisdom, kindness, and grace. May misunderstandings be replaced with understanding. May relationships that have been strained begin to soften with peace. God is able to restore connections that seemed beyond repair. He can heal hearts wounded by disappointment and bring unity where division once existed. As you move through this Tuesday, remember that God's favor is not limited by human circumstances. Economic uncertainty cannot stop His provision. Closed doors cannot stop His plans. Delays cannot stop His promises. What God has ordained for your life will arrive in the right season. Trust Him enough to keep walking forward with faith, even when the full picture is not yet visible. I pray that your spirit remains anchored in hope today. Hope is powerful because it reminds us that our future is not controlled by fear. Hope allows us to trust that God's goodness is still ahead, even after difficult seasons. The Lord wants His children to live with expectation, believing that He is still able to do exceedingly and abundantly, above all we ask or imagine. May favor rest upon your decisions today. When you feel uncertain, may God guide your thoughts clearly. When you feel weak, may He strengthen your spirit. When you feel discouraged, may He remind you that you are never alone. The presence of God has a way of calming troubled hearts and bringing peace into overwhelming situations. There are blessings attached to simply remaining faithful. Sometimes people think nothing is happening because growth feels slow, yet roots grow quietly before fruit appears openly. God often develops strength, wisdom, patience, and character within us before He releases greater opportunities. Trust the process of God. Trust His preparation. Trust His timing. The Lord is building something beautiful in your life, even if you cannot yet see the full result. I pray that today becomes filled with divine moments of encouragement. May unexpected kindness remind you that God cares. May peaceful moments refresh your soul. May opportunities arise that strengthen your confidence in God's faithfulness. And may your heart become increasingly aware that the Lord is walking beside you through every step of this day. There are mornings when the heart feels heavier than words can explain. A person can smile outwardly while carrying silent storms within. Thoughts race endlessly, burdens pile up quietly, and stress slowly drains peace from the soul. Yet today, before anything else demands your attention, I want you to remember that God never intended for you to carry life's pressures alone. The Lord invites weary hearts into His presence because His presence is a place of rest, comfort, and peace. This Tuesday morning is an opportunity to release every anxious thought, every hidden fear, and every burden that has been weighing down your spirit. God sees the stress you never talk about. He understands the pressure you carry while trying to stay strong for others. He knows the worries that keep your mind awake at night. He hears the silent prayers whispered when nobody else is around. Nothing about your struggle is hidden from Him. Even when you feel emotionally exhausted, the Lord remains close to you with compassion and tenderness. Sometimes stress enters life slowly. It comes through disappointments, unanswered questions, financial concerns, emotional pain, or uncertainty about the future. Little by little, peace begins to fade, and the mind becomes overwhelmed. Yet the beautiful promise of God is that His peace is not dependent on circumstances. Human peace comes and goes based on what happens around us, but the peace of God remains steady even during difficult seasons. It is a deep calm that strengthens the heart in the middle of uncertainty. This morning, I pray that every anxious thought loses its power over your mind. May God quiet the noise within your spirit. May He calm every restless emotion and bring stillness to places that have felt overwhelmed for too long. There is healing in the presence of God. There is restoration in His love. There is comfort in knowing that the Creator of heaven and earth is watching over your life with care. You do not have to figure out every answer today. You do not need to solve every problem immediately. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is simply trusting God one step at a time. Stress often grows when people try to carry tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. But Jesus reminds us that each day has enough concerns of its own. The Lord wants you to live in the grace available for this moment, instead of becoming consumed by fears about the future. I pray that your heart begins to release every burden into God's hands right now. Release the fear about finances. Release the pressure about responsibilities. Release the pain of disappointment. Release the frustration of delayed answers. Release every situation that feels too heavy to carry alone. The Lord is strong enough to hold what has been overwhelming you. His shoulders never grow weary, and His wisdom never fails. There are moments when stress can make people feel spiritually distant. When the mind becomes exhausted, prayer may feel difficult. Faith may feel weak. Hope may feel far away. Yet God does not abandon His children during those moments. In fact, He often draws even closer to weary hearts. The Lord is gentle with those who are tired. He does not shame people for struggling. He comforts them with mercy and patience. As this Tuesday unfolds, may the peace of God settle over your life like soft rain upon dry ground. May your breathing slow. May your thoughts become calm. May your spirit feel safe in the presence of God. Peace is one of heaven's greatest gifts. It protects the heart from fear and keeps the soul anchored during difficult times. I pray that God removes every spirit of heaviness surrounding your mind. Sometimes people become so accustomed to stress that they forget what peace feels like. But peace still belongs to you as a child of God. The enemy may try to fill your thoughts with fear, negativity, and hopelessness, but the Lord speaks peace over your life today. His voice is greater than every anxious thought. May your home be filled with peace today. May tension be replaced with gentleness. May frustration be replaced with understanding. May the atmosphere around you become lighter with the presence of God. There is power in inviting God into ordinary moments. Even simple things become sacred when His peace fills the room. I pray for those who feel emotionally exhausted from carrying responsibilities for too long. Some people spend so much time taking care of others that they forget to care for their own hearts. Yet God sees your sacrifice. He sees your efforts. He sees your love. And today, He wants to refresh your spirit. The Lord restores weary souls with compassion and kindness. May you not be consumed by the pressure to be perfect. Human beings are not designed to carry endless expectations without rest. God never demanded perfection before offering His love. His grace meets people in weakness. His strength becomes visible in moments when human strength runs out. You do not have to pretend to have everything together in order to come before God. He welcomes honest hearts. This morning, may you experience the gentle comfort of God surrounding your life. Imagine His peace flowing through every anxious corner of your mind. Imagine His love softening every place hardened by stress and disappointment. The Lord knows how to heal hearts quietly and deeply. Sometimes His healing begins in hidden places long before visible changes appear. I pray that fear loses its grip over your thoughts today. Fear often creates stress by convincing people that everything depends entirely on them. But God is already ahead of you. He already knows the situations you will face today. He already understands the conversations, challenges, and uncertainties waiting ahead. Nothing surprises Him. Nothing is beyond His wisdom. When stress becomes overwhelming, it can cloud perspective. Small problems begin to feel impossible. Temporary situations start to seem permanent. But God sees the full picture while human beings only see a small part of the journey. Trusting Him means believing that His understanding is greater than your fears. The Lord can make a way even when you cannot yet see it clearly. May your spirit remain steady throughout this day. When pressure rises, may peace rise even greater within you. When challenges appear, May faith become stronger than fear. The Lord is not asking you to deny reality. He is inviting you to trust Him within reality. His presence changes how people walk through difficult seasons. I pray that you become aware of God's nearness today. Sometimes peace grows simply by remembering that we are not alone. The Lord walks beside His children through every moment. He is present in ordinary routines, in quiet mornings, in difficult afternoons, and in restless nights. His faithfulness never leaves. May God renew your emotional strength today. Stress can slowly drain joy from life, making everything feel heavy and difficult. But the Lord restores joy to weary hearts. He reminds people that brighter days still exist ahead. Even after painful seasons, peace can bloom again, hope can grow again, rest can return again. There are people listening right now who feel mentally exhausted from overthinking everything. The mind constantly replays conversations, worries about the future, and imagines worst-case scenarios. Yet God desires freedom for your thoughts. He wants your mind to become a place of peace rather than a battlefield of fear. I pray that every racing thought slows down under the calming presence of God. May this Tuesday become a day of emotional healing for you. May old wounds begin to lose their power. May painful memories stop controlling your peace. May the Lord restore confidence where insecurity has lived for too long. God is able to heal not only visible pain but also hidden emotional burdens that people quietly carry for years. I pray that your heart feels lighter as this day continues. May laughter return where heaviness once lived. May hope rise where discouragement tried to settle. May your soul experience moments of stillness and gratitude, even in the middle of busy responsibilities. God's peace is able to meet you exactly where you are. There is strength that comes from resting in God's presence. The world often tells people to keep striving endlessly, but God reminds His children that rest is holy. Quiet moments with Him renew the spirit. Prayer refreshes the soul. Worship calms anxious hearts. Trust creates peace that human understanding cannot explain. May you release the need to control everything today. Some burdens were never meant for your hands. Some answers will only come through patience and trust. The Lord is already working in situations you cannot yet see. Even now, He is moving behind the scenes on your behalf. I pray that peace follows you into every environment today. May peace guide your conversations. May peace guard your reactions. May peace shape your decisions. The presence of God within you is stronger than the stress around you. As you continue through this Tuesday morning, remember that God's love for you is steady and unchanging. Stress may come and go, but His faithfulness remains constant. He is your refuge during difficult moments and your comfort during weary seasons. His peace is available to you right now. This morning, I also pray for strength, wisdom, and divine protection over your entire day. Life often requires strength that goes beyond physical energy. There are emotional battles, spiritual challenges, and moments when people feel too tired to keep moving forward. Yet God promises to renew the strength of those who trust in Him. He does not expect His children to walk through life empty and exhausted. He supplies fresh strength for every season. I pray that God strengthens your mind today. May He give you clarity when confusion tries to overwhelm you. May He give you endurance when responsibilities feel heavy. May He fill your heart with courage instead of fear. The Lord knows exactly what this day requires from you, and He is faithful to provide the strength you need for each moment. There are days when people wake up already feeling tired before the day even begins. Emotional exhaustion, disappointment, and constant pressure can drain the spirit deeply. But God is able to restore what stress has stolen. He can breathe fresh energy into weary hearts and renew hope within discouraged souls. May you walk through this Tuesday with quiet confidence instead of anxiety. Confidence rooted not in human ability, but in God's presence. When you know the Lord is with you, fear loses its power. Challenges may still exist, but they no longer control your peace. I pray for wisdom over every decision you make today. Wisdom is one of heaven's greatest gifts because it helps people navigate life with discernment and peace. There are moments when choices feel overwhelming and uncertainty creates fear. Yet God promises to guide those who seek Him sincerely. He gives wisdom generously to hearts willing to trust Him. May the Lord direct your thoughts today. When confusion tries to cloud your mind, may clarity rise within you. When uncertainty appears, may peace guide your decisions. Sometimes wisdom comes quietly through discernment, patience, and inner peace rather than loud dramatic signs. God often leads his children gently step by step. I pray that wisdom protects you from unnecessary stress today. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every distraction deserves your attention. Not every battle requires your energy. Wisdom helps people recognize what truly matters and what should be released into God's hands. May God strengthen your spirit against discouragement. The enemy often attacks people through exhaustion and negativity, hoping they will lose faith in difficult seasons. But the Lord is your defender. He surrounds his children with protection and reminds them that they are never alone in their struggles. I pray for divine protection over your life today. May God protect your mind from fear, your heart from despair, your body from harm, and your path from danger. May his angels watch over you wherever you go. The Lord is a shelter for his people, a refuge during uncertain times. May protection surround your family today. May your loved ones be covered with peace, safety, and favor. Every parent praying for their children, every spouse praying for their family, every person carrying concern for loved ones. God hears those prayers. His care extends over every detail of life. I pray that God protects your emotions from negativity today. There are words, environments, and situations that try to drain peace from the heart. But the Lord can guard your spirit from becoming overwhelmed. He can help you respond with grace instead of frustration and peace instead of fear. May you be strengthened for every responsibility before you. Sometimes people underestimate how much spiritual strength is needed for ordinary life. Caring for family, working through challenges, helping others, and carrying personal burdens all require strength beyond human ability. Yet God faithfully provides daily grace for daily needs. I pray that your heart remains hopeful today. Hope gives strength to continue moving forward. Even when circumstances feel uncertain, the Lord wants his children to live with expectation, believing that he is still working even in difficult moments. There are breakthroughs that begin quietly before becoming visible. May wisdom guide your words today. Conversations have power. Gentle words can bring healing, encouragement, and peace into someone's life. I pray that God gives you discernment in every interaction. May your words reflect kindness, patience, and understanding. I pray that God protects your peace from distractions and unnecessary burdens. Some things are not worth carrying emotionally. Some battles belong entirely to the Lord. Wisdom teaches people when to step forward and when to rest in God's protection. As you continue through this Tuesday, may you feel strengthened by the presence of God surrounding your life. May wisdom direct every step. May protection cover every path. May peace steady your heart. And may your soul remain calm in the assurance that the Lord is faithfully walking beside you through every moment of this day. This Tuesday morning is a gift from God, another opportunity to breathe, to hope, to pray, and to speak life over everything that concerns you. Before the noise of the day grows louder, before worries attempt to take control of your thoughts, I want you to pause and remember that your words carry power. What you speak over your life matters. What you allow into your spirit matters. God desires for his children to walk in faith, peace, and expectation, believing that goodness and mercy are still following them every single day. Today, I pray that positive energy from heaven fills every corner of your heart and mind, not the temporary positivity the world offers, but the deep spiritual confidence that comes from knowing God is near. There is a holy peace that strengthens the soul even during difficult moments. There is a divine joy that remains steady despite changing circumstances. And there is a hopeful energy that rises within people who trust that God is still working all things together for good. This morning, may every negative thought lose its power over your mind. The enemy often tries to plant fear, discouragement, hopelessness, and doubt within the hearts of believers. But God has not given you a spirit of fear. He has filled you with power, love, and a sound mind. You do not have to surrender your peace to anxious thoughts. You do not have to allow yesterday's disappointments to control today's atmosphere. I pray that your spirit becomes lighter as you listen to this prayer. May heaviness begin to lift from your shoulders. May emotional exhaustion begin to fade. May your heart become filled with fresh hope for the future. Sometimes life places so many burdens upon people that they forget what joy feels like. Yet joy is still possible, peace is still possible, rest is still possible through the presence of God. May this Tuesday be filled with positive moments that remind you of God's goodness. May unexpected kindness refresh your spirit. May simple blessings make your heart grateful again. Sometimes God speaks through quiet moments, a peaceful sunrise, a comforting conversation, a gentle reminder that you are not alone. The Lord often restores hearts softly and patiently. I pray that you begin to see yourself through God's eyes today. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. The Creator of heaven and earth knows your name and cares deeply about your life. Even when people misunderstand you, God understands you completely. Even when others overlook your efforts, God sees every sacrifice you make. May positive energy fill your home today. May every room become filled with peace instead of tension. May your environment carry calmness instead of stress. There are homes filled with silent pressure, unspoken worries, and emotional exhaustion. But God is able to transform atmospheres with His presence. He can bring gentleness where frustration once lived and peace where anxiety tried to remain. I pray that gratitude rises within your spirit today. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of the heart. It reminds us that even during difficult seasons, God is still providing blessings. Sometimes people focus so heavily on what is missing that they forget to notice what heaven has already given them. Every breath, every sunrise, every moment of grace is evidence that God's mercy continues daily. May your thoughts become aligned with hope today. Negative thinking can slowly drain strength from the soul, making people expect disappointment before blessings even arrive. But faith invites people to expect God's goodness even in uncertain seasons. The Lord still opens doors. He still heals hearts. He still restores peace. He still surprises His children with unexpected favor. I pray that positive words flow from your mouth throughout this day. Speak life over your future. Speak peace over your family. Speak hope over your circumstances. Speak faith over your challenges. Sometimes people unknowingly strengthen fear by constantly speaking defeat over themselves. But God calls His children to speak with faith, trusting that He is greater than every obstacle standing before them. May this Tuesday become a day where your mind feels refreshed instead of burdened. There are people who wake up every morning already exhausted by worry. Yet God desires mental peace for His children. He wants your thoughts to become places of rest rather than constant fear. I pray that every racing thought slows down under the calming presence of God. May positive energy strengthen your interactions with others today. The world is filled with stress, anger, and negativity, but God's people are called to carry light into dark places. A gentle word, a kind response, or a peaceful attitude can completely change someone's day. The Lord often works through simple acts of kindness to touch weary hearts. I pray that discouragement loses its influence over your spirit today. Some people have faced so many disappointments that they struggle to believe good things are still possible. But God is able to restore expectation within weary hearts. He is able to renew hope after painful seasons. Just because life has been difficult does not mean your future will remain heavy forever. May you walk through this day with calm confidence instead of fear. Confidence not rooted in human strength but rooted in the faithfulness of God. He has carried you through difficult seasons before, and He will continue carrying you now. The same God who protected you yesterday is still watching over you today. I pray that peace protects your emotions today. Emotions can rise and fall quickly depending on circumstances, conversations, and unexpected situations. But God's peace can steady the heart even during emotional storms. His presence creates stability within the soul. May your heart remain soft and hopeful despite anything you have experienced. Pain sometimes causes people to become guarded, fearful, or emotionally distant. Yet God desires healing for wounded hearts. He wants people to remain open to joy, love, peace, and hope again. Healing often happens little by little through His gentle presence. I pray that your spirit becomes filled with expectation for good things ahead. Expectation is powerful because it shifts focus from fear to faith. It reminds people that God is still moving, even when results are not immediately visible. Heaven is always working behind the scenes, in ways human eyes cannot fully understand. May positive energy renew your physical strength today. Stress and negativity can drain the body deeply, leaving people tired even after rest. But God can refresh both body and spirit. He can provide energy for responsibilities, peace for the mind, and endurance for the journey ahead. I pray that every lie telling you that nothing will change begins to lose its power today. God is still able to create new beginnings. He is still able to bring restoration into broken situations. He is still able to open doors that once seemed impossible to enter. Never underestimate what God can do within a single moment of favor. May this Tuesday become filled with peaceful moments that remind you of God's nearness. Sometimes His greatest blessings are not dramatic events but quiet reminders that He is walking beside you. A sense of calm during chaos, a feeling of strength during weakness, a moment of unexpected peace during uncertainty. I pray that positivity rooted in faith becomes stronger than negativity rooted in fear. Fear often focuses on everything that could go wrong, but faith focuses on the God who remains in control. Faith does not deny challenges. Faith simply believes that God is greater than those challenges. May your spirit remain uplifted throughout this day. When discouragement tries to return, may hope rise higher. When stress tries to increase, may peace grow stronger. When fear tries to speak loudly, may the voice of God's promises become even louder within your heart. I pray that your home, your relationships, your work, and your future become touched by the peaceful presence of God today. May blessings flow gently into every area of your life. May your soul remain anchored in calmness and trust. This morning, I also pray that your heart becomes filled with gratitude for unexpected breakthroughs and miracles that God is preparing in your life. Sometimes people become so focused on surviving difficult seasons that they forget God is still a miracle-working God. He still opens impossible doors. He still heals wounded hearts. He still changes situations suddenly. And He still surprises His children with blessings beyond their expectations. There are moments when breakthroughs arrive quietly after long seasons of waiting. Suddenly, peace returns where anxiety once lived. Suddenly, opportunities appear where doors once remained closed. Suddenly, strength rises where exhaustion once dominated. God often works in ways that human understanding cannot predict. I pray that you never lose faith in God's ability to move unexpectedly in your life. Human timelines may fail, but heaven's timing remains perfect. Sometimes blessings take longer because God is preparing something deeper and greater than what people originally imagined. Delays are not always denials. Waiting seasons are not signs that God has forgotten you. May gratitude begin to fill your spirit even before the breakthrough arrives. Gratitude is an act of faith because it trusts that God is already working behind the scenes. It believes that blessings are coming even when they are not yet visible. The Lord honors hearts that continue trusting Him through uncertainty. I pray for miracles of peace in your life today. Some people need miracles not in dramatic outward ways but within their hearts and minds. They need emotional healing. They need freedom from fear. They need strength to continue moving forward. Never underestimate the miracle of inner peace after seasons of emotional struggle. May God surprise you with unexpected favor today. Sometimes miracles arrive through divine connections, peaceful resolutions, financial provision, healing conversations, or sudden opportunities. God's creativity is limitless. He is not restricted by human limitations. I pray that every hopeless area of your life becomes touched by fresh hope today. There are people who secretly feel like giving up because prayers have taken so long to answer. Yet God specializes in restoring weary hearts. He understands human discouragement, and He gently reminds His children to keep trusting Him. May your faith grow stronger as you remember the goodness of God in your past. The same Lord who carried you through previous storms is still faithful today. He has not changed. His mercy still remains. His promises still stand. His power is still active in the lives of those who trust Him. I pray for breakthrough in every area where you have felt stuck. Breakthrough in your emotions. Breakthrough in your relationships. Breakthrough in your finances. Breakthrough in your spiritual life. Breakthrough in places where fear and discouragement tried to settle for too long. May unexpected joy visit your heart today. Joy is one of heaven's gifts to weary souls. It reminds people that life still holds beauty despite pain. Even small moments of joy can begin healing hearts slowly and deeply. I pray that you remain open to the blessings God sends into your life. Sometimes people become so wounded by disappointment that they struggle to recognize opportunities when they finally appear. But God wants your heart to remain hopeful, soft, and expectant. May miracles of restoration begin flowing into your life. Restoration of peace, restoration of strength, restoration of confidence, restoration of hope. The Lord restores what stress, fear, and disappointment try to steal from people. I pray that gratitude changes the atmosphere around you today. Gratitude invites peace into the heart. It shifts focus from fear toward faithfulness. It reminds the soul that God has already been good in countless ways. May you notice the small miracles surrounding your life every day. The strength to keep going, the comfort during difficult moments, the people who support you, the opportunities that quietly appear, the peace that arrives without explanation. God's goodness often reveals itself in gentle ways. I pray that your spirit becomes filled with calm expectation for the future, not fear about what could go wrong, but hope about what God can still do. The future is not controlled by fear, it rests safely in the hands of the Lord. May every burden you have carried begin to feel lighter today. May every anxious thought begin losing its influence. May every area of discouragement become touched by peace and hope. God is still working in your life, even when you cannot fully see it yet. I pray that you walk through this Tuesday aware of God's faithfulness surrounding you. He is guiding you even now. He is protecting you even now. He is strengthening you even now. And He is preparing blessings, breakthroughs, and peaceful miracles that will arrive in the right season at the right time.